not just a room in the house, but the whole house. Interesting. Next question. What kind of activities, functions, or responsibilities would you perform this fall? Anybody want to take a stab at that one first?
I'll start just because I
Sure.
don't have the mic still, but you know, so if I am going down that path, and to maybe beat this to death a little bit, if I'm going down that path a little bit, of what I try to figure out is not just what do we do today, but what are those things that we can closely anticipate doing. And so I spend a lot of time anticipating and looking at kind of where things are going. And sometimes, you know, I probably overweight those things and push my business partners and people I'm working with to think about something that may not happen for 5 years, if ever. But I kind of want to always be out there on you know, not just sort of a bottom-up view of what are those things that we are doing today and how can we kind of mush some of these things together. I believe that's an important function, but I generally try to wait on the idea of how do we think 5, 10 years down the road, and if you kind of go far enough out, some of these things look like an inevitability. There's a question about whether we're going to do some capabilities or build something in the next 2 or 3 years, and whether that's going to come to fruition. But we can generally agree a lot of times on sort of the consensus that we'll probably get there in 10 to 15 years. And so I try to start thinking about the capabilities, the roadmaps, and the business planning, essentially the risk management and the financial side of things that come along with trying to get us to that position. And so those are some of the responsibilities I try to bring, I guess, when I sit down and have those conversations. So pass the ball.
Well, so as a business analyst, you know, there's a lot of parallels, and I think in what we do, I see some business analysts that I work with here in the audience, and you know, we're always thinking, you know, at a very detailed, we can be thinking at a detailed level, how do we design this solution? And it's not only how do we design the solution, but how do we ensure that the solution sticks and it serves a future purpose and it stays there as something that is usable. Maybe it'll evolve, maybe it'll become something else, but it's serving a higher business purpose. There's some value add of why we're designing this solution. So, you know, thinking about this in those detailed, the sort of activities that a business architect would do, it's taking those detailed business analyst activities that we all do, that I see in the audience, and taking that at a higher level. It's broader, it's wider, there's roadmaps that can go on for 5 or 10 years that you're thinking forward. It's thinking about it from a holistic perspective. It's not just the design solution for the system that you're working on, it's the design solution that you're looking at how this impacts the other systems that you interface with, upstream, downstream. Maybe it's not, you know, where you implement that solution is not where you're living today. Maybe it's somewhere else in the portfolio. So it's taking that portfolio and, you know, even across the business at an enterprise-wide, how does this impact the enterprise? And thinking about all of those components. So I think business analysis really applies and ties really nicely to those business architecture activities.
Anyone else?
I'll just add in that you know, I look at the key activities that I would perform as a business architect. You know, it's the things that you need as a business analyst, specifically process analysis and understanding how business processes are put together in your current business unit. You have to know how it works today before you can go figure out how it's going to work tomorrow. But to that end, you also need to be able to pair that with a really good overview of and have a very strong understanding of the business. So the business acumen that you can bring to this task is also highly critical to being able to be successful at it, because you need to be somebody who is there with your stakeholders, understanding here's what we've got today, here's all the stuff we do today in order to perform our business, and then here's the business objectives and what we're trying to get to tomorrow in the context of the business that we're performing here, and then how do I re-engineer to get to that new place. And so those to me are the 3 critical skills is process analysis, your business acumen and understanding of the business, and then the process re-engineering skills to be able to put that all together to give yourself a good roadmap for what your future looks like.